This is Module 9, Organised Planning, the Crystallisation of Desire into Action. As we've spoken about earlier about specialised knowledge, you need a plan to get from A to B with your process. And it's the kind of thing that the better the plan, the more faith you have in the ability to achieve. Now, any plan you start with will change. I think it's fairly well recognised that new businesses, when they start up, any business plan they pull out is pretty speculative, and it will change. And it's recognised that things are not generally as you may well end up with a different business that you start than you end up with than the one you actually thought you were going to start on. And certainly a resource will point you towards if you are involved in a venture of a business nature. There's a whole philosophy around the lean canvas, but the lean canvas can be produced as a one-page business plan with, I think it's 13 different sections where you lay out the challenges and the strengths and such like. And if you go to a website, leanstack.com, that's by one of the proponents of Lean Canvas, a chap by the name of Ash Maurya. His second name spelled Maurya. Now, you can actually go to this site and generate your own Lean Canvas. It doesn't cost anything. I think at the moment you can only produce one canvas per application or one registration, so you have to register for this, but there's no cost attached. And then you can produce a one-page business plan from answering the questions about the venture. Quite a useful exercise to see something like a business plan on one page. And I guess it's worth mentioning other aspects of organised planning. There's a notion about priorities when it comes to achieving things. Apparently, the word priorities was only ever singular until a few hundred years ago. Priority was always a one thing that you paid attention to, whereas now people tend to try and dissipate their momentum and their energy by having a range of priorities. Now, it may well be that you don't have the luxury to only think of one thing. If you're actually working in a venture that has a variety of priorities, then you probably do have to do a bit more juggling. But multitasking has been, decried as a way of achieving anything. But it'll certainly point you towards other resources that relate to picking out priorities and how to work with them, including one from Warren Buffett, who is a successful chap. He has used a process which is worth modelling, I feel, which you'll get a resource on for the action step. And I guess the other aspect of organised planning is to add deadlines. Now, I'm still learning that one in terms of getting things achieved in reasonable time, and applying deadlines to everything is probably important. And, the modern version of Parkinson's law states that a piece of work will extend to the time scale you give it. That's not the original Parkinson's law, but it's a good enough one to be working with. And this people can associate with the fact that it's not just bureaucracies that expand to fill up less work, but we do actually hit. We will fill a space with something unless we actually stick a deadline on it. And I guess the last aspect of planning worth paying attention to is that there seems to be more of an interest in having deadlines, or goals I should say, that hit 90 days or 3 months rather than yearly. Things can change dramatically even in the space of 3 months, never mind a year, and it does appear that people are more able to maintain momentum and achieve goals that are set within a 3-month period than a 12-month period and get more done. There is the thing about annual goals where people push towards them nearer the end of them, whereas if it's a 3-month goal, then they'll push towards the end of them in a 3-month period rather than a 12-month period. So it's worth paying attention to that aspect of it, and that's certainly the Best Self Journal. They apply a 90-day goal setting and achievement process. And the last aspect, I suppose, is to do with leadership. It's certainly one of the things that a lot of the action steps on this module relate to. Are you as the leader, or having others as leaders, or the kind of the pros and cons and the costs and benefits of leadership and how that can affect your achievement or otherwise. I'll not speak too much about that just now, but certainly within the action steps you've got plenty of materials from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich to work to. So on that point, I shall give you the action steps. And there's quite a few for this module. I don't apologise. It's worth the doing of these things. It just means you take this module a bit longer to do. So starting off with the reading and or listening to the supplemental notes on the organised planning chapter. As I said, visit the leanstack.com and have a look at the Lean Canvas if that's of an interest to you. There's an article here which relates to Warren Buffett's 5-step process for prioritising true success. It's by Scott Dinsmore, and it's a good article, and it's broken down, and you can see the steps that Warren Buffett encourages people to follow. It's basically having no more than 5 things to work on at any given time. Have a read of Napoleon Hill's 30 Major Reasons for Failure, and there's an MP3 for that. Have a read of Napoleon Hill's Major Attributes of Leadership. Again, there's an MP3 for that. Have a read of 10 Major Causes of Failure in Leadership. Again, from Napoleon Hill. There's an exercise on take inventory of yourself. 28 questions, again from Napoleon Hill. And all those Napoleon Hill resources are from Think and Grow Rich. And the last but not least, you've got the reading of the next chapter if you have Think and Grow Rich, which is on persistence for the next module.